True peace, Kens. It is August 16th, 2020, and I am back at y'all with another one. And if you trying to stay ahead of the game, you should subscribe to Peak the Slang. Military takes robot interaction to the next damn level with new speech recognition system. Say, man, that's the headline, Peak the Slang. Waking up Alexa or Google with a question works well enough in the relatively unchanging home environment. But when trying to control robots in a comeback environment, asking Alexa politely to find the source of enemy fire is a whole different challenge. That's why the U.S. Army and academic researchers joined forces to develop a better way to interact and control autonomous systems such as mobile robots. Researchers from the U.S. Army Combat Capabilities Development Command's Army Research Laboratory, ARL, in collaboration with the University of Southern California Institute for Creative Technologies, developed a new conversational model called the Joint Understanding and Dialogue Interface, JUDI capability. The approach to speech recognition enables bidirectional conversational interactions between soldiers and autonomous systems, according to a statement from the U.S. Army. Devices such as Alexa rely on network connectivity to cloud services, which have large labeled datasets to learn and perform tasks for users. Judy's dialogue processing, on the other hand, is based on statistical classification method that interprets a soldier's intent from their spoken language. According to the ARL, the classifier was trained on a small dataset of human-robot dialogue where human experimenters stood in for the robot's autonomy during initial phases of the research. The speech recognizer also leveraged a speech model developed as part of the Intelligence Advanced Research Project Activities (BABEL) program, which was designed specifically for reverberant and noisy acoustic environments. The Judy system leverages those speech technologies while taking autonomous devices into consideration, meaning that it uses multiple sources of context, like a soldier's speech, as well as the robot's perspection system, be it visual, audio, or radar mapping, for instance, to help in collaborative decision making. What this means is that in a real combat situation where a robot is in a new place and soldiers are under pressure in a noisy environment, a more natural two-way interaction can occur. And yes, it did occur to people that soldiers might use colorful language in the heat of battle. We want soldiers to feel less constrained, and we know soldiers won't want to memorize a list of commands to interact with an AI agent, and Judy reduces that burden, said Dr. Matthew Marge, a research scientists with ICT told Task and Purpose and publication covering the U.S. military. The algorithm listens to the verbal instructions and finds the highest word overlap to apply to a direction, he added. The goal is to enable soldiers to more easily team with autonomous systems so they can more effectively and safely complete missions, especially in scenarios like, let me get this word for you, reconnaissance, okay, and search and rescue, Marr said. According to the ARL, the technology will be folded into a number of other projects around robotics and AI projects. Judy will be integrated into the U.S. Army Combat Capabilities Development Command's CCDC ARL Autonomy Stack, a suite of software algorithms, libraries, and software components that perform specific functions required by intelligence systems, such as those for navigation, planning, perception, control, and reasoning. The resulting Army-owned intellectual property will be shared with industry partners. As this case with many technologies, including the internet itself, the idea behind Judy could find its way into the broader commercial market. Systems that integrate biometric technologies for identification could be combined with Judy's speech command system to enable a generation of devices that are paired with specific owners, much like service dogs are trained to respond to individual police officers. For example, Different users could have access to different sets of functionalities based on facial biometrics, and speech recognition might be another example of how Judy's approach to colorful conversation could be applied outside of the military.